Welcome to Self-Care on Board. And today I have Nenad here. Nenad and I will work together on his company, which is Body Connection.
Body Connection Movement, exactly.
Perfect. So today I'd like to introduce you to this kind of movement that you will also meet more trainers and coaches of Body Connection Movement. And this is to give you an idea, what can I do after my yachting career? And also to understand we all walked through the fires and walked our talk. So please.
Exactly.
Tell us something about you.
If I had any, I'm very proud to be here. I'm going to start directly from my story when I was much younger, where everything happened, when first strong emotions happened in my life. So when I was 7 years old, I was a very energetic kid. I like to play, I like to jump around. And in that time, I was living with my mother, my father, and my older brother. What happened is that I did something that in that moment I don't remember, but it was something childish. And my father had this action, and I don't know if it was accident or involuntary, obviously, but he did something that he catch me from my throat simply to calm me down. But he didn't realize that there was something very huge when it comes to, I will say, trauma for the child. And my mother see this action and his reaction, and she simply took me and my brother and completely went away from the house and from the city that we was living. And at the age of 7, we separate as a family. So my father stayed in one town, and me, I went to live with my brother and my mother. So this was, I will say, the first experience when it comes to a strong emotional feelings. Okay. After that, I grow up and I live always, I will say, disconnected because in that time, I didn't know what was movement. I didn't know what was, obviously we was kids and we just like to play and make everything problematic and trouble for our parents. But in that time, I realized that the more I grow with the age, the more I was slowing myself down from the point of movement. And then one day I discovered, I think I was 14 or 15, I discovered rollerblades. So I was never into the movement when I was younger. I always like extreme sports, something that is not football, that is not boring.
Thank God. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't like the normal things. Like a snowboard, something that's...
Yes.
Because seriously, most of us are afraid to explore their body, to go into unknown, to do something. We like something that is, you need to be a doctor. You need to be like, there must be something normal. At the age of 15, I discovered rollerblades. Obviously, I didn't know what I was doing, but this is the first time that I felt freedom, that I felt expressing myself without any rules, without anybody telling me what to do. Because even though I was younger, all my life, my young life, I see around me that everything works with the rules. You need to go in school, you need to follow the rules written by someone forever. And then once you have, there is always something, no, you can't do this, because also as a parent, now that I'm a parent, the first thing you want to do to your kid is, no, don't do that. So I felt that it was always some kind of a block. Don't do what you are about to do. But obviously, you have to express yourself and you have to try and experience whatever you want in life. So that was the first stage before I came into the movement. After that, from the age of 15, the movement and rollerblades become my everything. And I did it for 20 years.
Wow.
At the age of 35.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it was good. I'm here now, so I think it gave me something powerful. But in the same time, there was something happening in Serbia that was a war happening. And in 1996, Americans dropped the bombs right next to actually in the city where I was living. I was pretty close to the bridge where they dropped the bombs, simply to scare the people. I was present that night when they threw the bomb, and it hit the bridge dividing the two different cities. So there was the second time that I experienced a strong emotion of trauma.
Wow.
After this happened, I had my mother living in Italy. She went to Italy a year before because at the age of 14, she thought that in Serbia there was not so much future, and Serbia was never in European Union. better, like many things, and everything was a luxury. It was really luxury, even to go outside to eat an ice cream. It was different times also. So my mother went to Italy to work and tried to only work for 3 months, come back in Serbia with more money and make me and my brother live better life. What happened after 3 months is that she didn't come back. She simply stayed there illegally to work, trying to bring me one day and my brother. But obviously, after 1 year, she was staying in Italy. She was working a lot. She simply sent us every month the money that we can spend.
Where did you stay?
I stay in Serbia. We had 2 different houses, and I stayed in one house when for, I will say, 1.5 years, I was pretty alone.
You stayed alone? You were 14.
I stayed alone because my father lived in a different house, and we still talk. Obviously, we was talking, but he lived with my brother, and I was living in a time with my mother, but she went away, so I lived by myself. And we simply we rent a place or give the place to a family who I never met before, to simply use the whole house, simply to take care of all the house and to take care of me. So there was a third time that I find myself in a situation when I don't know people that I'm with. I have to stay by myself, live by myself. My role list was the only things that I had. I was going to school, but I never liked so much school, not because of point of learning. I was obsessed of learning, but I didn't really like what they was teaching. Like all the things that they was teaching was history and things like, it didn't give me anything excited, because it's nice. It's really nice to know the history, but I wanted to learn something more, like what is the meaning. It's difficult to know meaning of life. For everybody's different. But no,
we can have a whole different series of podcasts where
most of the time there is no meaning, even for the things that we're doing. But it was really powerful because I was really wanted to go to the school, but something was telling me that to always be different and try something new. So in that time, the role race was giving me completely freedom. So I put all my energy into learn, and I become very good.
When was that?
I did my first contest in 1996. When I think I just turned 16 or even 15. I was 15, and I had a sponsor by Coca-Cola in that time, because a day before we went to Coca-Cola in Belgrade, has three young kids, and we asked them if we can get a sponsor from them. And obviously there was nothing to show them what we can do as a young kids. So we just start jumping around and showing them something. And I thought in that time they was like, okay, take some t-shirts and so in my first contest was 1996, and I came from 84 participants. I came, I think, 27. I didn't manage to go into first 25, but it was just my first year of aerobics.
This is really interesting because at that time I started snowboarding. So that's the whole time when Red Bull came out, the whole extreme sports, Aaron style, and wow, okay. So this is a big deal. Like you actually you left your dad, but yet again, he was still your neighbor. Your mom left to take care of the kids financially. You were 14. You were still a kid and living by yourself with not your family, but strangers.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt. When I was 14 and my mom went to Italy, I went to live with my father just for these 3 months until my mother come back.
Yeah.
And something very unique happened. When I was waiting for the bus to come back from Italy, I was waiting on the bus station after 3 months to see my mom and my brother. The bus opened and I only see my brother coming out. And I didn't know anything. And that time there was no phones, no anything. And we didn't have cell phones.
Yes.
There was. But
yeah, there was a time without cell phones. Yes.
There was no TikTok.
Yes.
And there was something very powerful as emotion to see only my brother come. And he said, no, sorry. She decided to stay there illegally, simply to find a way to become legal so she can bring us and give us the better future. And that was a very hard hit. But once he showed me the money that he made, I think at that time was like 2,000 euros.
That's a big deal at that time.
For only 3 months of work.
Yeah.
So obviously I forgot about my mom, but in that time, and then we had some nice time. And then what happened is that after my contest and everything, this crazy thing with the bomb and Americans happened. And I never experienced to see the war. I never experienced, and how everything happened. I was at a bus station simply with my rollerblades on my feet, far away from home. I didn't have any shoes, anything. I was just dressed to have fun with my friend. And while we was doing what we was doing, there was a military siren calling the state of alert.
Yes.
We didn't even know what was that because we never had any experience of the bombing and planes. And I need to go with, because the father of this friend was simply a military man. He came down, he said, guys, something is about to happen. You need to hide into a bunker. And so we went, I don't even remember where, and we spent all night under this bunker. There was no chance to talk with anyone, with my mother, with my brother, with my father. And the next day we come out. The only thing we hear was simply a radio. Or simply a radio talking about what is happening, that Americans are trying to bombarding. I think they put down 2 or 3 buildings directly in the center of Belgrade. They put a skyscraper. They put a bomb on the television to simply stop transmitting the news. And 1 week after this, my mother simply called me and say, that's it. I'm coming to get you. You're coming, we meet to Italy. She, in the meantime, managed to make documents. In the meantime, she was doing, I think, 3 jobs simply to be able, because in order for her to bring me in Italy, because I just made 16, she needed to have a big apartment enough for me to be in, for the law to be approved, to have a child with her. I think in that time, it was like 1,000 euros or 800 euros to have this apartment.
That's a big time.
That's a big, She called me and she said, you have 1 week to pack your stuff and come. I was happy from one side, but from the other side, I think I just yet turned out 16, or even still about to turn 16. And I have 1 week to say goodbye to my girlfriend at that time, my first girlfriend ever, and to my friends and whoever I knew. I was happy, but from one side, when you have this small amount of time, you just say, okay, wow, I was wishing for something like this, but now it's happening. And how I'm going to react to this? So my mom simply came, took me, and I went to Italy. This was just, obviously, without going too much in details, a few things that happened when I was young.
A few things? These are serious things.
Small.
Yeah.
So what happened next is that I'm 16. I find myself, Italy, normally, if you think about Italy, what Rome, romantic, Verona, wine, pizza, spaghetti.
Milano,
I went to live not in center of Italy. I went to live in the Alps. So in the Alps, where it was everything bilanguage, so it means it was German and Italian mixed together, and everything was written in the
Where in Alps?
Close to Bolzano, Bozen.
Nice.
So this is where I live.
South Tyrol.
Yes.
And that, yes, Tyrol.
This is where I spent 17 years of my life before I came here. So I find myself without any friends, without my girlfriend, without even knowing Italian, German. I speak English because I learn English through movies and music. And this is where I think second time the life simply knocked me down. And it was a really strong emotional feeling again, because you find yourself that you're alone. It doesn't matter if you have somebody next to you, you are alone.
Yeah.
And obviously I was pretty strong in that time also mentally. So I managed to go through all the finding job, learning language. Also there, I find amazing people, but also people who lead me a little bit into different ways. When I started drinking, when I started smoking weed, I always smoke cigarettes. I smoked for 20 years.
Cigarettes?
Really? Yes. I stopped 8 years ago.
Wow.
And I'm going to talk about that. But to show you how I believe as a human, when you have something powerful happen to us, some trauma or some experience, it's really not, it's not necessary, but it's really likely that we're going to choose a path that maybe we think that heals, same like drinking, maybe you forget about, then you come back next day, you have much more and you're depressed. And all of this happened to my early age. The good thing about being in Italy is simply give me another opening to learn more about life, to start learning more about myself, even though learning about myself started only from the age of 35, after 17 years that I spent in Italy, only when I came to Copenhagen.
You came here, how many years ago? So you're 45 now? Sorry, that's okay. He's a guy.
43, thank you.
40, oh, sorry.
So Yeah, 16 years in Italy, 17 years in Serbia, 17 years in Italy, and then 10 years here.
10 years here. My gosh, Copenhagen was different.
It was totally different, yeah. But going back to Italy,
Yeah.
it gave me so much amazing thing. This is why today we're having something powerful. I'm working with something, my purpose is completely different. It made me go through a lot of different jobs, a lot of different works, and imagine yourself being a stranger in the place where I think the strangers or the people who are visitors, foreigners, were just starting to become, people were starting to become a little bit annoyed by that because we are all strangers in someone else's place.
Foreigners. Yeah.
Before, we're all foreigners. And today is also, we are kids of the universe.
Yes.
We're all
Children of
all the same, but yeah. And what happened is that it made me go through very different ways of learning. And from being able to not even speak it English or Italian, actually Italian, to being able to work so many different jobs, from a call center to a construction, to a sales agents, to a transport company, 5 years. Then I was 5 years before I came here, I was a product manager, traveling Italy, working with, it was a 40 million euro turnover company. When I get a really powerful position, teaching sales agents how to use and sell tools and machines. And this was such an amazing journey. I fell in love with learning. I fell in love to prove to myself, not to everybody else, how it's possible that you can do whatever you want.
Yes.
There is no limit to anything. And it made me simply then burn out at the end a little bit more.
So tell me something. How did you get into movement? Or should we say fitness? How did you start?
Thank you. So how did I start? My first movement, the biggest movement that I did for 20 years was aggressive inline skate. I was jumping from balconies. I was doing so many crazy things that maybe we can put a picture on it so they can see. And then what happened in 2024, I had an accident when I jumped from the balcony and my both bones came out. Exposure fracture on my leg. And I need to stop doing what I'm doing. That was my everything for almost a year. After this period of time, I become very skilly because I cannot move so much. I become a little bit depressed, I would say, because the moment you are not useful anymore, but useful for yourself, for the family, it's really easy to put yourself down. Also, if you let yourself too much fluffy, if you're not consistent in moving or doing what you're doing, you can really become addicted to becoming lazy.
Yeah.
So after 1 year, I need to go through all rehabilitation program to understand, okay, wow, I was strong before and now I cannot move. How I can now simply become aware with the movement. And then from being able to move my leg, okay, how now I can start putting my weight on my leg? Okay, but what are the exercises now that I can do? Okay, but now we talk about the range of motion or simply about the joint. But how can I now build a muscle so that I can be able? So this was my first ever seeing this journey of being able to not being able to walk, to being able to come back and be even more crazy than before. After that, I thought I never gonna walk again. Even if I have a steel in my leg, still, I was going to completely another level. And I think here is the first time when I fell in love with the process of rehabilitation, of being able to see how it's possible to go back. So it made me understand, okay, life will throw you down many times. It must throw you down. It's not everything butterflies
Nope.
But it's not about how many times you fall down, it's how fast you're going to get up. And also when you get up, this is the beauty of life is, would you do the same mistake? Or I'm sure it's possible. But most of the time, life happened for you to teach you something, to give you, no? So I started accepting what was happening to me. Before all that, I was a victim. And everything that happened, I was always, oh my God, what is this happening to me? God, universe, whatever it is. Why me? But then I started realizing that everything that happened to me is my own power. It's a consequences or it's a result of the choices that I make.
Absolutely.
And as a humans, we have one of the most powerful thing that is a choice. And for most of us, we will say that there is no choice. There is always a choice. But many times we will choose not to do that because maybe we're going to lose something. We're going to lose someone. because we're afraid what this other person is going to think of us, how we're going to look in the eye of this other person. We have this expectation, right? But the moment you realize that in this lifetime, it's only you against you.
Absolutely.
All your life.
Yeah.
This will be the first thing I will say. And it's not you against you, but actually, it doesn't matter if you have the most amazing person next to you. It can be your child, it can be your cat, your dog, your best friend. Even if you have 2%, it's really difficult for you to be 100% right. Other person must have some opinion. So you can never control, even if your dog, let's say, you can never control, right? 100%. But the only one thing that you should and you could control will be your own self. And this is the most difficult thing to do. So I would say this is the second takeoff.
So did you do any training to become then a physiotherapist or?
Thank you. From all of my process of rehabilitation, then I simply started getting burnout from the work that I was doing, because I was doing rollerblades on the side on my free time. But during the day, for 5 years, I was still traveling Italy. I was still driving. I was living in different hotel every day. So that was my job. I've traveled, sometimes I even did 1,000 kilometers in one day, even more. So it means the posture, the way I was sitting, my breathing, I was pretty much disconnected from not only how I feel, but also from the things that I was doing. And then I started realizing, okay, maybe I should do some gym. And when I say about gym, because most of the people that I'm working in, they think that movement is all about going to the gym, buying nice shoes and lifting some weights. No. And then I did this, as many people do. I didn't know what I was doing. I was doing more damage because I actually spent a lot of money into proteins and creatines and amino acids and things that don't make any sense. You don't even know what you're doing. You pay membership, you go to the gym, you do repeat what your friend is going to do, but you don't realize that somebody, same like in life, everybody's in different stages of life. You are maybe into a stage where you still need to going through different process before you learn the next step. So then I even make more damage, and I was like, okay, gym is not for me, but I'm still burned out. So how I'm going to do it? And maybe the environment, this is also very powerful. The environment, the people that are around me, for how much I love them, maybe that's not the right thing for me. Do I really need to stay here in Italy, even though I have 2 cars, even if I had many things, even if I just work and make a lot of money? And then I decide maybe I should simply take everything away from my name and go somewhere else. So in that time, I had a friend who say, look, I'm in island of Kapangan. I didn't know what was there. I'm in Thailand. I'm having a hostel. Would you like to come to work with me?
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I took a decision. Something was telling me that I don't want to be part of the system where you sit, you work, and go to holiday 1 week and come back and buy a Mercedes when you're 70. No,
absolutely.
Pay house for 30 years. And I was like, maybe there is something more. And always somebody telling you what is right or wrong. You put on the news, you come back from work, you put on the news, there is more drama than there is simply just so many negativity. And always somebody's telling you, you're never going to make it because you are from here. Now you're not a really Italian. If I was simply tired of not believing, but really I wanted to refuse that I had to accept all of that. So I moved to Thailand. The moment I moved to Thailand, my reality changed, because the friend that I knew before, he changed completely. He's not the same person that I see 14 years ago. And what happened is that I find myself owning the business in Kopangan. In that time, my also ex-wife, she decided to leave, not because of me, but because she finds something different for her. And I was like, okay, I take a very strong decision because I thought that it's going to change my life. Now I'm here. And in that time, somebody tell me that life always happened for you, not against you. It happened against you when you believe that you're a victim of everything. And that was so powerful. And I was like, okay, how can I now get out all this, everything that I create for myself? And I still had a hostel. We had 112 beds.
That's
112 young people that we have to take care because of party. I was taking care of everything. People still want me to drink. People want me to be, I was funny. I was fixing everything.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to accept that I need to simply be there, work like crazy. So movement or fitness become my exit. Before, when I was in Italy for almost 20 years, rollerblades was my escape. Here, I don't have, though I brought my rollerblades, there is no park, anything.
Yeah.
So I start doing calisthenics and I start working with the body weight. In that time, we only had one park at the pier where they simply have 2 bars.
Yes.
And nothing, or even the pull-up bar. So now I find myself, by myself, finding the way how I can move, how I can heal myself, how I can fix my body, how I can become more stronger because I'm so skinny, I'm so stressed out. I understand that stress was something that was eating me alive. I was most of the time, and I will say depressed because I will go and think about my past and things that happened. And or sometimes I will really overthink what if my future, and then I will simply be anxious or afraid of going to the next step. And then I was researching in YouTube at that time, and I find calisthenics was nothing else than moving your own body, creating these beautiful moves, using the leverage of your body by simply using floor or bars, whatever. So I started following with these people and I started learning. But it was so difficult. It was so difficult first because I don't even know what I was doing. The body is something so powerful and so complex. And there is so many ways for us to move, but we need to know what we're doing. It means you need to become aware. In order for you to become aware, you need to become aware even of your posture, how you stand, how you sit, how you breathe. Are you breathing through your chest? Are you breathing deeply? And then the whole new world opened for me. I started studying, and every time that I went to the park, for how hard it is, I learned that same like life, everything is made through progressions. Where do you want to go? First of all, it doesn't matter where you want to go. You need to know where you are, right? You need to acknowledge, you need to make a clear peace with yourself and acknowledge and say, I'm here. So now, where do you want to go? I would like to go here. Perfect. So how we can bring you that? And then I started studying. I wanted to do this, a full-time job. I lost my hostel in that time because something happened in Copenhagen. And I decided to don't go to work anymore with the business that I got. But I needed to start learning at the age of 35 again. So I started studying about strength and conditioning. I think it was 2019. Then I make a certificate for fitness instructor and everything was beautiful. I started working with people. I help a lot of people. It helped me. But in that time, I thought there was a copy and paste approach that you have to do. And because I knew the movements, but it made me understand that we are all different. Everything is individual. Not also how we move, how we feel, how we see, how bright. If me and you now walk from here to there, we can experience totally different experience, even if the road is the same. And then I fell so much in love with understanding this. Then I started making meditation and breathwork teacher course. I started studying a little bit about yoga and nervous system and movements in animal floor. And then I understand, wow, most of the time, most of us, we define ourselves into one. CrossFit, beautiful from some point. Calisthenics, beautiful. You need to find, first of all, what works for you.
Absolutely.
And same for me. There is no right or wrong. Whatever makes you feel consistent and happy and safe in what you do, you should do that. And most of the time you're afraid because you don't know. But this is why the learning process starts.
So this is actually something really important. I give you an example. When I went through the last protocols to eradicate the autoimmune disorder, and that was when I came here to Copenhagen, and I was training a lot of Tai Chi Gong. Yeah. And you remember my knee always had an issue. It's my left knee. And you're the only trainer that I know that knows exactly how to adapt my practice to make sure that this knee does not hurt anymore. So I came about 1 month ago. Yeah. We had one training. And you give me movements, and I'm like, where the heck did you learn this?
Yeah. I remember the question, where do you learn? So, yeah, thank you for that. What in all these years, now I think it's 7 years that I'm full-time works with people, now also online, now also with the coaches and everything. And this is why the body connection actually is hard. We're going to talk about that. But I fell in obsessed, first of all, of how the body works. There is not right or wrong. You can move in every direction, because if you see, many times we're also afraid when we do the unilateral move. No, you should not let the knee go on the side. No, your knee should not be over the toe. No. If you see any sport, that can be a rugby, it can be a basketball, they're running with the knees on every side.
Absolutely.
It's something that you have to train, you have to condition. And there is not only muscle, there is tendons, ligaments. This is why meditation, this is why breathwork, this is why flexibility, mobility. And with you also, what was nice, the moment you start telling me about the pain that you feel in the knee, and you simply stand there and you made one move, I noticed that without even you moving, your knee was simply going a bit more inward.
Yeah.
Plus, every time you apply the weight, then this is where you have the pain. So we simply correct the angle of the movement.
Absolutely.
So becoming aware.
Absolutely. And this is the one-to-one approach that is really important.
Exactly.
That's how I teach yoga, Tai Chi, Qigong. The group classes does not necessarily work for me. And even no matter how much I'm part of the teacher training now in Tai Chi, Qigong, but I literally had this pain in my knee for a long time in the last 3 years. You were the only one who corrected it, who said, wait a minute. And you know how the stances are in Kung Fu and Tai Chi. You need to be, you know how they get taught.
Exactly.
But then I'm a woman and I'm 48. So you take this into consideration. Absolutely. Ballet. You already know, Geraldine, you need to look at your foot. You need to look at your arch. And this is something important. And Dr. Carter is one of the advisors that I work with in the longevity project I'm running. And he met you also. And he also said to me, Geraldine, this is a guy who's going to train. So Nenad is part of my team for a leaner method, where you actually train the coaches in the clinics for longevity. Because I like your approach of extreme sports. I resonate with that very well, considering I come from snowboarding.
Yes, because you really damage your body. They need to learn how to heal. Yeah. And also for us, we talk about this long time. It's a healer, a coach many times.
Yeah.
It's somebody who go through something, can be a trauma, can be a bad, can be something.
Yeah.
And then fell in love with the process and see how the magic, guys, what I'm doing now, what I'm able to do now at 43, doing handstand push-ups, 90-degree, things that are superhuman, I was not able to do when I was 20. And my body is still broken from 20 years that I was doing extreme sport.
Absolutely.
But also in the method and what we're going to teach, what we're teaching actually simply is to combine different practices together. So there is things that we use from yoga. There is things that we use from meditation, for breathwork, because if you think that it's only fitness, you are wrong.
Yeah.
Because breathing, just to start with one thing, breath, it's fundamental of your life, of everything.
Without breath, no life.
Exactly. You can drink water or not drink water for 10 days. You will still be alive.
And we know as ex-smokers, because you actually focus on your breath when you do the inhalation, don't you?
Exactly.
Exactly. That's like wanting to have this extra breath, because we think, okay, we need to actually breathe. So what is important now? Tell me about Body Connection Project. Where are you going with this? Where can we find you?
Yes. So first of all, I will also like to explain what is, because I go into all my story. I didn't tell what is actually this all about. So when it comes to body connection, there is actually two different things. Body connection is it's the movement, I will say, community, not even a brand, that I had a vision 5 years ago, and simply was to help people to reconnect with the body, mind, and soul. The reason for that, because today, if you think about, we're in 2025, we're the most advanced generation that ever lived on this planet. We have things that nobody can even dream many years ago, but yet we are more depressed, we are more stressed, we are more burnout, we are more overwhelmed, and most of the time we are lost. And we are lost also because we are tired of listening to so many different people's. You open up a social media it's beautiful. But there is a lot of comparison, right? You see somebody more happy, somebody is more wealthy, somebody is more shredded, and so it puts you, instead of having this fast dopamine, to being a kind of a don't like yourself even more, but everything become a competition. So body connection, same when it comes to my own life. For me, it becomes simply when I realized that there is 4 main bodies, I will say, that we use. There is emotional body, and you know.
Yes.
So there is mental body, physical body, and spiritual body. And body connection, nothing else that using different practices to simply create the balance between your body, mind, and soul. The reason for that, if you're somebody who, like me, I was doing so much fitness, and I really like the pump, and it make me go very well. But then the problem was that my mind was playing games. On my mind, the moment I feel something very powerful, it can destroy my whole day. It can destroy actually your life.
Yeah.
Because, and even if you think the thoughts don't have any powerful meaning, because we have so many thoughts in every day, maybe the same from before. But when you add emotions and feelings, this is where things start happening. Then you can really bring things to life. So the body connection was nothing else that a combination of different coaches, because this is why we create Reconnect app, simply to help people to reconnect from the way how they feel, how they move, and how even they breathe. Yeah. This is the whole concept. And we also use, because I did so many different things, and I'm doing so many different things in my journey. This is why I love many different disciplines, and we have different coaches in the team. Somebody is focused on bodybuilding, strength, meditation, breathwork, qigong, tai chi. Yeah, there is yoga, exactly. The body alignment and movement, calisthenics. When I fell in love with calisthenics, it's not about doing handstands and things like that, but it made me understand how you need to understand that you are so powerful as a human being. Because most of all, we say, okay, I don't have time to exercise. Yes and no. I don't have time to go to gym. You are your own gym.
Yeah.
Once when you know how to learn with body weight, you can do incredible things. But you need to, first thing is awareness. It's technically creating awareness in the moment.
When I say to people, 1 hour is 4% of your day, come on. Sorry, because this excuse, and you will hear this also more often now, is not an excuse. It's just...
Yes. But an excuse that you can give to yourself. It seems like people will say, I'm smoking because this is my mother, she still smokes. And she say, this is the only thing that I give to myself. It means you don't love yourself. Because it's not, again, we can never change people. For how much I know, and I know little, there is always amazing way of learning, but we can never change people. This is why change happened from us. So I become obsessed with learning. I become obsessed with making myself better. And when I realized that you have to make yourself a priority. If you're thinking like
self-care.
No, exactly. Listen to this. If you're somebody who is a businessman, a CEO, working in yachting, working as a barman, it doesn't matter what you do. You will see that every day you have something important to do, right? Maybe you have to go to the dentist. That's important. Maybe you have to fix your car. Maybe you have to go to the school. You have to. This body is something that you will live in for your whole life. So you have to make yourself a priority. Make yourself a priority means same way how you have to go to work. You have to go to the dentist. You have to spend time. And the beauty of this is why I fell in love with, and I wanted to create something to help people, to prove people that you don't need 1 hour a day. Take 5 minutes, take 10 minutes, because the moment you start realizing you're taking action, start simply with the breathing. I just want to try something like this. If you're somebody who is stressed out, burnout, overwhelmed right now, okay, you don't have so much time. Just keep it 1 minute.
Yes, of course. Let's do this.
We're just going to do 4 reps of breathing. Okay, what I want you to do is simply to inhale through the nose, okay, as long as you can, deeping, like really feel the lungs completely filling. Then I want you to hold as long as you can, and when you cannot anymore, simply blow it out as much as you can out, okay? I'm going to do with you, and please also for you try to do it. I'm going to show you how in 1 minute you can reset your nervous system. You can calm down everything, because the when you want to create something powerful and beautiful in your life, first thing you have to do is simply to stop. Because the moment you stop and you start taking care of the breathing, you will not see what happened around you. You will not have any thoughts coming to your head. You will be too busy thinking of the breathing. So it's simple. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
So deep inhale through the nose. Hold. Now slowly, when you're ready, open your eyes, and there was only not even 1 minute.
No.
But how it's really easy for us to simply, I would say, come back home, like really.
Come back home. Yeah.
And another thing that I want to say, when I'm doing this kind of practice for myself, and it's every day, because life will always be, it doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter what you have. Actually, today, the more you're running through money, the more you're busy creating, the less time you spend maybe with people you love, or the less time you spend for yourself, because there is always a need. You always into this go mode. So you can feel the tension in the neck. You can feel a shot of breathing just from the chest. So it's really important to slow down and to simply become aware and be present, because being present, I think for myself, it's the key to existence.
Absolutely.
Existence, because moment, it's the only thing you have now.
Yeah.
All your life. There is no 1 second ago. There is
No.
So the moment you're present and you understand how you, whatever you do now, you choose to be happy, you choose to cry, it's going to ripple. This is why when I say you don't have to work out 1 hour, choose one thing, that go for a walk. You're sitting, simply stand and try to simply do a motion with good feel. You feel stressed because if even with the posture, when you simply let yourself relax, your body send a signal to the brain that there is a danger, something is right. So you're always in tension. The moment you understand even how you should sit, now you feel more relaxed, your nervous system more relaxed. So there is many components into this. And to answer to your question also, where are we going with body connection? So we create something that we call a Reconnect app. It's nothing else that reconnecting different coaches from different fields that help people, especially at home. It doesn't matter where you are. That's the beauty. You will have the app and you can choose whatever coach suits you. And we're creating 30 days challenge. And 30-day challenge is nothing else that I'm going to show you these 30 days. First of all, what am I doing? So I'm going to show you how, for me, calisthenics, bodyweight training, changed my life. And I'm going to show you in these 30 days, I'm going to guide you every day. It's going to be only 10, maximum 15 minutes to show you fundamentals of the movement and body weight. You don't need to worry about anything. You don't need equipment. If you have maybe just gymnastic rings, this is why you see products, because gymnastic rings, if you're somebody who don't have any equipment at home, you know that you can do many things, but you're pretty limited when it comes to maybe hanging, maybe stretching a little bit deeper, or maybe doing something more strained, can be like a push-ups. And this is why we also have the wellness experience. And once you try this 30-day challenge, it's something that's going to help you to understand, first of all, who am I as a coach? What am I doing? How am I teaching? And to show you that in these 30 days, why 30 days? It takes 21 days to create an habit, right?
Yes.
It means to start moving, doing something. It takes, maybe can even be 3 months. But for many people, it might never happen because it's really difficult for us to be consistent. We are motivated at the moment. Oh, I'm going to lose weight. This is January. Yes. And then
this is actually a right time now that we're doing this podcast now in December. Yeah. So just to give you an idea, these are really good. I'm using this especially for women. It's really good handles, small handles. Yes.
And the reason, for example, why we are working to create these products, and this is products for obviously for home, for people who want to try something unique, something different. And most of the people, when it comes to especially people over 40, I would say, or 35, most of us experience the pain in the joints, especially in the wrist. We cannot go down on the push-up. We cannot go down on the plank. The moment we start doing, we're going to flexion, extension. There is a lot of pain. Powerless for how much I destroy my body in 20 years of rollerblade. If I didn't find out about this, I will never do what I do. And the reason for that is because this brings my wrist in completely neutral position. Absolutely. And I have no pain.
No pain.
So pain-free, I can go deeper and many other things.
Yeah, that's what I've been starting to train with these because of my wrist, actually.
Exactly.
Yes.
And with experience, we're also creating something that there is going to be a QR code when people can simply scan and they can have their own coaching experience when it comes to body connection and knowing the coach. And yes, there is also deep approach when it comes to working with me, deep approach when it comes to work with every single coach, because we will have specific needs when it comes to joint or rehabilitation, when it comes to burnout, when it comes to strength and conditioning, when it comes to meditation, breathwork. So you will have some experience that you can do, obviously, same like YouTube, for free, but something when you want to go a little bit more in deep, this is obviously in base of the coach. So we are working on different products. We create this wellness experience is nothing else than a kit that you will have.
This one.
Yes. And the reason for that, so this obviously we start here from Copenhagen and now it's in making also. If the problem when it comes to working from your home, most of the time you don't have a place where you can hang.
Yes.
And if you think a few years ago when you was in the school, right? Do you remember that we have this in school?
Yes. Hanging all the time.
Yeah, they call this Swedish letter or ours. Well, I always ask myself why. And then when I went to do my rehabilitation session, I see this in the physiotherapy and I was like, what's you going to do from here? Yeah. And they show me simply exercise. And I was like, wow, something opened my mind and say, okay, if I have a base where I can add gymnastic rings, I can use any kind of movements that I dream of because I have a bar, I can hang, I have a D bars when I can put the work on more chest and shoulders and triceps. But then I can also add resistant bands when I can work on rotation because as a humans, we don't use so much rotation.
No, and then also what is important to see, if it's on board of a yacht, you don't need to use the screws. He has a new model that actually stays standing.
Exactly.
That is important.
And simply, it's to bring the wellness directly to people.
Yes, exactly. So looking at this, we're having a 30-day challenge. I'm going to do embodied awareness. And each of the coaches, and we're going to do interviews with each of the coaches for you to get an idea. But I like to also reiterate, Nenad is part of the burnout recovery, burnout prevention, and the founders program on my website. You will also be part of the self-care programs that I'm having online. So we're going to bring more functional movement in, and also you're part of movements to just, make it more comprehensive.
Yeah, I think the movement that we're trying to teach here is simply to move with awareness.
Absolutely.
It's not about, because what I see most, why I like to be different. In all these years that I'm coaching, and I see my colleagues many times, they will start and tell you, okay, 10 push-ups, okay, this and this. Your body don't know what is, especially in the beginning, right?
Yes.
Your body doesn't know what is 10 push-ups. It obviously doesn't know, but it will understand the intensity and the pressure that you put on it. So if my push-up from the beginning is not in the right position, not in the right placement, the scapula is not stabilized, maybe I can still do it, but I can get injured. I cannot learn the quality. I can never progress. If you see people who normally train in the gym, that we have a rule when it comes to the move in the gym. Now, calisthenics is different because you're really going to learn how to be patient. You need to learn that everything works through progression. You want to go from here to here. There is no skipping. Yes, you can skip, but it's going to look terrible. And that's why many people, when you see them doing handstand or whatever, looks like banana. And when you see somebody moving with perfection, wow, a gymnast.
Yes.
The study they make, the people who live longer as gymnasts because of complexity of mobility, flexibility, and strength.
Yeah.
And unknown range of motion that they are doing, because otherwise the gym more or less is same movement, same. Anyway. So to finish, when it comes to, for example, gym and movements, we have a simple rule that we say a movement, first of all, should be safe. Because this is what I'm teaching to people. I'm teaching to people to listen to the body, to understand first what they're doing, how they're doing, how they can be safe in the movement in base of the starting point now, because you don't know your starting point.
Yeah.
I don't know. You don't know a limit. I don't know. I can simply see, then try to teach the right position and then slowly build up.
That's why you see this many of the martial arts classes. If there's Muay Thai, Kung Fu, people really get injured because it's just too fast. It's not adapted to the person. Who is in front of it. Yes.
It's amazing. The group classes. Oh, yeah. This is why I also stopped. There was 20-something people in my class.
Yeah.
I was training calisthenics, but I was so much obsessed with details that after 2 hours, we didn't even do a pull-up. And the guy was like, what? And they don't understand. In these 2 hours, I give them 10 years of my destroying my body. I give them everything in 2 hours because I want them to be safe.
Yeah.
Because the problem of us humans, and we want instant results.
Yes.
This is what we want. We want a magic pill. We want a magic exercise. Let me tell you something. There is no magic exercise.
No magic pill, injections, stem cells, peptides.
Pills. But you need to find, first of all, what works for you. What works for you in terms of safety, in terms of do you really feel the muscle engagement work in the time? Maybe yes, maybe no. Then how you can make it, because movement or building muscle is nothing else than simply progressively overload. If I start now with push-up on the wall, or same like body weight, is playing with the angle of your body.
Yeah.
So if now going on the table for me is easy, I'm simply going to decrease and go on the floor.
Absolutely. And it's the same like when I went through these protocols. Remember, they were really heavy. Despo Pashiri, my naturopath, she put me through these protocols and I was detoxing a lot. And I could have never done a CrossFit. I would have had more anger inside of me.
Very nice, but not when it comes to people.
No.
Just we talk about people who are learning, people who are new. And then there is no time for me to take time. There is no time for me to take a personal, one person, because I can show you the movement, but if I stop, everybody stops.
Absolutely. No. And then it's also...
It's one-on-one.
Yes. One-on-one is it's like you meet the people where they are at. Yeah. You do this anything in life. If this is a relationship, if this is a person who is guiding you, coaching you, if this is your boss, your employee, you meet them where they are at. This is a rule that we can actually have everywhere.
And also the person who is at home and who is need to be the student. Yes. Also for them is really important to understand in this point of their life where they're at.
Absolutely.
Because in life, there is a few different things that we have. So we have emotional aspect, we have economical aspect, we have a physical aspect, we have a family aspect, we have a communication aspect.
Yeah.
If you sit by yourself, this is actually a powerful exercise. And many years ago, I discovered this exercise. They say, okay, how is your life going in this moment? But if you think about it, I don't think you can give an answer. But if you sit by yourself, there is no judgment, nothing, no one, and you simply put down, I think there is 10 areas of life. You put down these areas and give yourself from 1 to 10 a true opinion of where you think friendship from 1 to 10, love from 1 to 10, your economical from 1 to 10.
Yes.
And if you see, actually, this is really powerful because I have the tattoo on my neck that say balance.
Yes.
And in life, this is all about balance. And this is going to give you actually a clue of where you are in this moment.
Absolutely.
If you make this test, this simply test with yourself, and you see that, wow, physically, you're amazing. You have amazing body. You like yourself. But then economically, you're very ill. Or then with connection, you don't have any connection. Then with your wife or you don't have time for that. You immediately give yourself an answer of where you should focus at.
Absolutely.
Because life is all about balance. But many times, because we're so busy, they say, whatever you put your attention and energy.
Intention is,
control.
Yes.
And many times, if my focus is only here, I need to lose.
Yeah.
Like same for me. I put so much in the brand and so much into my vision because my obsession I changed my life.
Why it's your purpose though?
Thank you.
That's your purpose.
Yes. But my purpose, if somebody asked me, what is your purpose a few years ago? To survive? To go through this day?
Yeah, I know.
But now they see, okay, because I see how many of us, we are lost. It's sad. It's sad when people are at the crest, when people are very low. This is why many people just want to finish their life, because it's a very bad place to be. And it seems like who can help you? Like in that moment, it's really bad place to be. And this is why I believe that we are on this planet for a reason. Each one of us can give a powerful thing. So this is why I would like to help people to become better mentally, emotionally, physically, to become stronger, not to become better. And to not even 1%, simply to show them the way. And then they can choose whatever they want.
Yeah.
Because again, it's not about right or wrong, but you need to find in this actual moment of your life. Can handstand be a solution? No. Can meditation be a solution? Yes.
Yes.
If you're somebody who overthink, you will never meditate.
No, you need movement to be able to calm down.
However, you also need breathwork.
Absolutely.
Because your mind is too busy. If you close your eyes, your mind is still going to wander.
No, I could not bring like someone who was super duper young style and active to sit down. Come on, let's do meditation. It's just not going to happen. And that's okay.
So, So I think we are working through something very powerful.
Yes.
And this is the beauty. And this is why in Body Connection, the idea is to bring different coaches.
Yes.
And I believe it's same if I was take from the point of knowledge, and obviously that you will say person who is 60, 70 years have much more experience. Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
Because it's experience and knowledge. But there is so many young generation, young people. First of all, they need to have desire. It's same for me. I have so many different clients who are wealthy, who can pay a lot of money, but they think that you're going to fix their life. Now, you need to take action. I can show you, I can guide you, but you need to understand that this is for you. It's important you understand everything you do in this life is for yourself. You tell yourself that you're small because it's your problem.
Yes.
It's not, but
no, the self-victimization is not going to happen.
Exactly. But the idea is simply, let me show you the way.
Yes.
Let me show you what and how. And let me show you that you don't need 5 hours, 1 hour. Start simply.
Simple, even if it's like you said, 10, 15 minutes. Yeah. You need to just start in steps.
Exactly. Start from you.
And then the desire will awaken where you're like, you know what, I actually feel like doing another hour today.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And also it's powerful when it comes to, we talk about nervous system. And people don't realize how it's powerful. And
it's all interlinked. If it's the nervous system, the endocrine system, your immune system, and people don't realize that.
And then stress and everything can really bring everything down. And it's powerful then when you learn how to movement. This is why movement is powerful. The movements help you to release these feel-good chemicals and to put down the stress hormones. And it's amazing, but also it's all about not momentum, but if I will, to say something and to finish it, if I will think from the point of all these years that I've been coaching people, I see that they want to find something. You need to give them the formula. Imagine that I give you now 1 week of eating healthy. It doesn't matter what it is. You're going to do it for 1 week. And after that, what you're going to do? You're going to eat 10 times more. You need to find something that become part of you. They need to become part of you, of your lifestyle. They need to seriously, for me, this become my lifestyle. It become my preaching. This is why I wake up 4:30 in the morning, even though I live on Koh Phangan on a beautiful island. I still do 6 classes. You know me, 6 classes every day. So I'm glad that we find time to do it finally. Also, in the same time, I'm creating the app and I'm building my challenge that is actually officially ready.
And you have kids and family.
I have kids. I have 2 kids and family and the studio. And so this is very powerful. You need to have a strong why behind things you do. This is the key.
Yeah.
When I stopped smoking, I simply had a strong why. There was having a pregnant lady next to me who didn't smoke. So if I think that something human turning to you and say, wow, don't be so selfish. Like, why should I go and even stay next to her or even, and then.
Absolutely. That's very true. Good. Thank you so much, Nenad, for your time. Thank you. And watch the space and check out your Instagram is.
Yes. So we just built now the new one. So mine is Nenad Stanis. and we will put it inside there.
Yeah.
But we just create now the bodyweight movement, the business page when it comes to, and the apps technically is launching in the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
So simply in 2 weeks,
Yes.
the challenges will start coming up. So there is going to be a 30-day challenge. I think it's going to be for like 50 or 60 euro the entrance. And it's simply to, when it comes to, if you think there is a lot of work that we put in, so it's also right for people to, because many times I realize I made a group classes on donation.
No, this is energy exchange. It needs to be fair.
We not even appreciate, because now you're going to do the work for me.
Yes.
You know how many coaches I have in my life.
Yes.
How many things I did, from things that maybe only, maybe not, from chakras, from a life coach. I studied for life coach, then I need to stop because it was so much information that I was not ready. Maybe now, yes.
Yes.
But I think 4 years I started, I was like, this.
Can I just say something to you about this whole life coach thing? And I know that people are just not going to like that, but I have to say it out loud because we're raw and we're real on this one. You need to live through it. If someone tells me I'm a coach, I'm talking about drug addiction. Okay, so you were addicted? Yeah. No, I'm like, really? You're talking about drug addictions and you never experienced it?
This is actually very powerful.
Sorry.
Because it is true. And this is why in my 43 years of life, I've been going through so many things, like seriously, many things cannot be said, but I was with people who I didn't do it, but people who was in front of me doing things. I was passing my young adults and like experimenting, trying, drinking. And it's not about drinking. It's not about, if you think and you say to yourself, I need to have sometime glass of wine. It doesn't matter. We are humans, right? You can have whatever you like. Also with my wife, I will take a glass of wine. But you need to think about this. You have responsibilities, right? And responsibility first are with yourself, not with other people. And it means if I take few drinks, right? Just think about your natural rhythm. Your natural rhythm will be from 10:30 going to sleep. When the sun go down, then you're going to wake up early and you're going to feel good. The moment you start going late and plus you drink, the whole system is going to become this imbalance. You're going to feel so bad the next day because you're dehydrated. This is the first thing. You will have headache. You just start taking medicines.
Liver.
Yeah, liver and this and that. And there are people who are living like this for all their lives.
Yes, and the yapsing in this probably do. Yeah.
It's your choice. There is no right or wrong. Do whatever makes you feel good. But just know that
Is it self-love?
life it's very short.
Yeah.
And only one thing, if I can add before we close this amazing, is there is one thing that I would like you to start doing. This changed my life in the ways that I can never really explain. And most of the time, as a humans, we are living in luck. It means that it doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter what you have, how many things. There is always something new that you're missing. There is a new phone, there is a new car, your neighbor, and right, there is so many things going on. The moment you stop thinking about what you need and simply start being grateful for what you have, your life is going to change. Let me tell you something. Why you have to be grateful? First of all, you're lucky that you can wake up today. You're lucky that you can breathe, and you can smell, that you can feel, that you can touch. How many people will not wake up? How many people cannot even walk because of many different, right? And still yet we find place to complain. Why? Right? So the moment you start being grateful, and you will see how it's the fastest way for you to raise your vibration. And there is a small exercise that I was doing. I actually need to start again because I stopped, but I'm going to start tomorrow morning, actually today. And it's simply to write down 10 things that you're grateful for.
That's what I always do. I
think it's like a month that I stopped.
Yeah.
Actually, just now I understand, and I am going back. 10 things that you're grateful for. It can always night. I'm grateful for the food. Right? Yeah. I'm grateful for being here with you.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for whatever. And then 3% that you're sending love today.
Absolutely.
And let me tell you why this is important. How many times in life we, as humans, we're a little bit weird. And we have something that happened to friends or family, even family. Yeah. And we hold this for the whole life, for 20 years, 30 years. It can be something nonsense. But the moment you write down the name, even to a person that did you something bad, you're sending love to this person. You just even write the name. You bless them. Free.
You feel free. You need to bless them. Yeah, it's very true.
I see that.
Because it has been a teacher with them. Yeah, that's very important.
And it is saying, seriously,
yeah.
Because Even here in Copenhagen, many things changed for me. And I was like, wow, what I'm going to do now? I'm without any money. I have nothing. I leave my restaurant. I want to go and coach people.
Yeah.
I had no diploma. I don't have any education in this. And I have pregnant lady who just started, but I believe in me. And the moment I say this, no, I'm going to go and do this. If I think now backward, it's the best. If losing everything few times here, it was the best thing that ever happened to me.
Oh, I can tell you. Yeah.
And last thing, sorry, talk too much, but you will see that many times in life, if something doesn't work for you,
There's a reason.
maybe because it's not aligned with what is waiting for you.
Absolutely. There's something big happening.
Relationship doesn't work. Why this doesn't work? Maybe you as a human, you are evolving in this direction. Maybe this person is still in the stage where they will even go more back.
Absolutely.
So this is, anyway, I hope everything was clear.
No, absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Grateful for
Thank you. Thank you.
Take care of yourself, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. Remember that life is short, life is beautiful. Make yourself a priority, and we see us soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome. My name is Geraldine Hardy, and I'd like to introduce you today to Alina, the sanctuary. Alina is a concept that can be implemented in any existing property, a resort or hotel, a clinic or well-being center. We're going to combine longevity technology that you can find in stem cell therapy, infusions, peptides, and longevity technology machines with the ancient practices, including traditional Chinese medicine, yoga, Ayurveda, energy and frequency medicine, naturopathy, and homeopathy. These tools will be combined and formed into an individual protocol, customized and personalized to the patient to create a deep, profound healing journey. I'd like to share with you my journey. About 3 years ago, I was diagnosed with a benign tumor in my left breast. My autoimmune disorder also came back. I knew I had to really embrace profound change and transformation. So I worked on my physical layer with the longevity technology, but on my emotional and mental layer, I had to change my belief systems. So I used traditional Chinese medicine, yoga and Ayurveda, movement practices, energy healing and quantum healing techniques, as well as past life regression sessions to be able to release my trauma, my emotional wounding that was the root cause of my diseases at the first place. And I thought to myself, if I can do this, everyone can do this. We see these days a lot of longevity technology coming up. It is almost a $7 trillion industry. What we are missing is really, how do you heal the emotional wounding, the trauma? And this is pretty much the root cause of any disease. With all of our partners at Alina the Sanctuary, we are creating protocols that will be individualized and customized to the patient's needs. Please join us on this journey that will be able to expand in growth immensely, and we are able to take the franchise to various different properties in the world. We have a light asset model, so we are offering the concept, not directly a property, nor do we lease a property or acquire an asset. This has been done deliberately. That keeps us being able to move fast in the market at the moment and be able to implement the concept easily and existing structures without having to renovate, to acquire an asset, or have any delays in building something. We are seeking 500 to 750,000 US dollars that will actually include the marketing, the branding. The most important part, creation of the protocols, bringing in together all the facilitators, creating a membership model that will be useful for each of the facilities where we implement the concept, and being able to create extra value in any of the given entities that need some extra help with consultancy. So please have a look at the deck. It's very straightforward. We're asset light. And maybe we're going to have a Series A, but for now, we're going to try to create revenue and generate revenue with existing clients that we're working or speaking and collaborating with at the moment. Thank you for your time. My name is Geraldine Hardy. You can reach me on geraldine@geraldinehardy.com. Thank you.